So, the story of how I became a computer science student. I think we should go all the way back to the beginning. And there's this one image in my head that I just can't seem to forget. And it's my dad sitting in front of a desktop PC all day, every day, not doing anything computer science related or anything, but it was practically his biggest asset. All his work was done there, house plans, 3D models of buildings, etc. And it was like the only computer in the house, so we too could use it. You know, all the small things like for all the small things like playing games. Yes, we all have games. Pictures, paint. I used to play with that a lot. Microsoft. Like how everything was super fascinating. How you would type stuff and then it's so neat and yeah. You can already see from a young age that computers have always been there. They were the main source of entertainment. Even though I played outside, uh, I was just always around it. And this is the exact PC we had, and we can see the date around 2005. Um, so my dad would also use it for work. I think this was Tactile, or it looks like CAD or something like that. And floppy disks. So this is really way back, the things that we don't even use these days. It's not too long ago because I still remember quite a lot. For example, the flip phone. This was super cool. Like how you would open it and then it would light up, or how opening it would answer a phone call. And then apart from that, the whole idea of cell phones, you being here and someone being miles away and you can hear them clearly as though they're right here. I mean, I'm gonna emphasize this. There are many things that people just have gotten so used to, but then I'm just still wondering how in the world does it work? Yeah, wow. And then I also remember the sliding phones, and then I think a few years after, QWERTY keyboards, like Blackberries, I think around 2010 in terms of phones. And then those were the phone to have. Everyone wanted one. But then when touch screens came out, it was, and then they became commercially available to a widespread audience. That was a massacre to all phones with buttons. It was really just one of those things, cause not having to press 3 times just to get the letter you want was like a breath of fresh air. Around the time things were happening way too fast in primary all the way to grade 9. Even though we had a computer subject, all I remember doing was something similar to AIM, nothing fun apart from playing games during free periods, or even the ones that were not free. while while I was in high school, a cousin of mine was studying IT and she had a bunch of solutions for computer related stuff, all those small things, but then I didn't know that, so it was just so cool, for lack of a better word. I probably thought she could hack into stuff like what everyone thinks these days when you fix their internet. The first time I got a real taste of what computer science was in 2012, grade 10, with the IT pet and all the things we did on Scratch. And I mean, for those of you that did Scratch, like Scratch was awesome, guys. And it was only after the grade 10 pet that I felt as though I wasn't so clueless about computers anymore. And we had we had to like make a game, and I called mine The Untamed Adventures of Zulu. I can't exactly remember how I thought of the name, but it was like so perfect. It was like a Super Mario type of thing, amateur Super Mario, in the sense that it was like 2D, and but then yeah, um, so you had to like do a bunch of stuff like fight lions. It was basically a survival game, nothing too serious really, but then it was just one of those things. You were like all the way. The guy is like, okay, I'm sort of like playing the game now. Yeah, it was much cooler back then. Now there was a part where you had to like collect apples and a bunch of other things. But then, oh snap! What? Yeah, it's a bit of glitches now. So like I can imagine like one day going back to this and then like literally just giving it a huge makeover. That would be so awesome. The year after that we had Delphi, and before before that year, obviously the like the metrics and the grade 11 would like just go on about how difficult it is, blah blah blah. And to be honest, the harder they made it sound, even though it was different from scratch, the more excited I got. And when the time came, it was like we were made for each other, And I'm referring to Delphi, like oh, I just like loved it. And so when we had pets, for example, this was I think phase two of the 2013. No. I think the 2014 pet, because we had to like make a pet for a non-profit organization. I think I chose an old age home. It was called Noah, and I think this grade 11, where we had to like make some a system for a game park. And like throughout the years making these programs, they just seem so practical, and you feel as though you can implement them in a real world situation. And I remember our IT teacher, Miss Botma. I hadn't like mentioned her yet, but then she was like awesome. She was the only IT teacher I had throughout high school. Like whenever she would like explain something for that 30 minutes or so, she would literally sound like the smartest person on the planet. She was like really, really good at what she did, and yeah, so yeah, like Noah, this was really, I really enjoyed like the pets that we had. I don't ever recall getting a pet and then just being like, why? Or being all bumped out. I really like loved spending hours on it, like designing the buttons, like making sure you put them in line, blah 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 blah. All the like working towards the whole thing integrating with each other and the convergence. Oh, it was yeah. I loved Delphi, guys. It was awesome. But for some reason, in grade 11, in my head, I would be like studying actuarial science in varsity. I have no idea why I thought that, but I think it's because my brother is doing it and well, is finishing this year. But then me looking from the sidelines, yeah, I can't exactly say I chickened out, but it did not look pretty. It did not look pretty. So, but then a friend of mine Bartjan Halsman, like super smart. He used to call me Slim Swart Baas, and I would call him Slim Wit Baas. That was that was super cool, guys. For obvious reasons, cause we were like the best in the class. Yeah, must be nice. It was nice. So he sort of like kept me on my toes, cause I love competition. So him being smart and the story of becoming who your friends are also being true, blah blah blah. One thing led to another, then boom, I was like certain I wanted to do computer science. I mean, I do love numbers, but not as much. Coming to tax was exciting. I mean, after high school, all you want to do is leave the house, go as far as possible. But hey, that wasn't the case. But I still made it out of the house, and that's a big deal. UP being in my backyard, I was fortunate enough to get into res. And in our unit, two of my friends are doing computer science. Huge bonus because it's much easier to become friends with like-minded people during lectures. Just being on campus, there's like plenty of opportunities to make new bonds, and it makes you feel like you're part of something bigger. It's like fighting something bigger. Sounded like weird. Something bigger, like a cancer. And I mean this in a very literal sense. Like sometimes it gets deep. It gets really serious. Like now we're doing 1-to-1. Sure. Yeah. So it kind of helps being around like-minded people, and I just can't help it. It's like I'm addicted to making new friends, I guess. Yeah. I mentioned that computer science is for a specific breed of people. I mean, I was in front of a laptop screen just like this, making this. Yeah. Reading Greek all day. It's not pretty, but we do it anyway. And for lack of a better word, it's interesting. It's enlightening. I love it. We love it. I'm sure I can like speak for the bunch of us. We just love it. This is not English. Oh, sorry. I'm not doing that. But I don't think anything else intrigues me as much as IT, as much as computer science does. It's basically everything. It's everywhere. Always evolving. Like Pokemon. I mean, not exactly, but yeah. We are also like always evolving. I mean, after all, we are a specific breed, and that's just like super cool. Yeah, I think I'm done now. Yay!